Here's something you might not have noticed. 7 is not just a number in the Bible. It's a divine code that shows up in some of the most amazing stories. For example, did you know there were 7 days of feasts like Passover, unleavened bread, and tabernacles? And Jesus spoke 7 powerful words on the cross. He also fed 4,000 people with just 7 loaves of bread. 7 demons were cast out of Mary Magdalene. And there were 7 lamps on the golden menorah, Exodus chapter 25, verse 37, that represent God's light and presence. These 7s are all connected, and today we'll dive into their deeper meaning. Here's the vision. You don't want to let YouTube shadow ban us, right? So please don't forget to hit that like button. It's like sending a signal to YouTube to keep this message alive. And while you're at it, subscribe so you don't miss out on more powerful content. And hey, if you really want to help, share this video 7 times with your friends and family. Let's get the good news out there. The world needs to know this truth, and you can be the one to spread it. Together we can make this message go viral, and who knows, maybe 7 million views are just around the corner. Let's make it happen. Let's begin. 1. The number of completion and perfection. In the Bible, the number 7 is not just a number. It is a symbol of God's perfect work. When God created the world, He worked for 6 days and then rested on the 7th day. That 7th day was not just about taking a break. It was a sign that His creation was complete, finished, and perfect. Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. He blessed that day and made it holy. This is why we have 7 days in a week. Our whole calendar is built around this pattern. Every week reminds us of God's design. Work, then rest. The number 7 shows up right at the beginning of time to teach us something powerful. That life is not just about doing, but also about pausing, worshiping, and spending time with God. The 7th day is like a holy appointment, a gentle reminder from God saying, "You are not a machine, you are my child. Come rest in me." 2. 7 is the prophetic code. The number 7 is not just about rest or completion. It's also a secret code that God uses to speak powerful messages in the Bible. Over and over again, when something big and spiritual is about to happen, the number 7 shows up. In the book of Revelation, there are 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls, each one showing a step in God's final judgment and plan. In another story, a man named Naaman was healed from a terrible skin disease after he obeyed God's prophet and dipped himself in the river 7 times. 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 14. And when God told Joshua how to conquer the city of Jericho, He gave very specific instructions. March for 7 days, and on the 7th day, 7 priests had to blow 7 trumpets, and that's when the walls came crashing down. Joshua chapter 6. These are not just random numbers. They are signs that something divine is happening. God often uses the number 7 when He wants to show that a breakthrough, a healing, or a major moment is part of His perfect plan. 7 is like a holy spotlight. When you see it, pay attention, because God is moving. 3. The 7 spirits of God. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 2. In Isaiah chapter 11, verse 2, the Bible shows us that the Holy Spirit is not just one thing. It's full and complete in 7 powerful ways. These are not 7 different spirits, but 7 sides of the same Spirit. First, there is the Spirit of the Lord, His very presence and power. Then comes wisdom, which helps us make the right choices. Understanding helps us see the truth clearly. Counsel gives us direction when we feel lost. Might gives us strength when we feel weak. Knowledge helps us know God's ways. And the fear of the Lord teaches us to respect and honor God above all. Together, these 7 make up the full character of the Holy Spirit. When God fills you with His Spirit, it's not random or incomplete. It's organized, perfect, and powerful. It's like having the mind of God, the strength of God, and the heart of God guiding you all at once. That's the beauty of the 7-fold Spirit, complete, wise, and ready to transform your life. 4. 7 as a covenant number. In the Bible, the number 7 is also connected to promises and agreements, especially between God and his people. In the Hebrew language, the word for 7 is sheva, and it's closely related to the word for oath, which means a serious promise. In ancient times, when people made a sacred promise, they would sometimes seven themselves, meaning they sealed the deal with something tied to the number 7. A powerful example is when Abraham and Abimelech made a covenant. Abraham gave him 7 lambs as a sign that their agreement was real and unbreakable. Genesis chapter 21, verses 28 to 30. This shows that when God makes a covenant, he doesn't make it halfway. He doesn't change his mind or forget. His promises are complete, perfect, and forever, just like the number 7. So when you see 7 in the Bible, think of it as God saying, "I've made a promise, and I will never break it." 5. Jesus and the 7 I ams in the Gospel of John. In the Gospel of John, Jesus didn't just perform miracles. He revealed who he really was through 7 powerful I am statements. Each one shows a different part of his divine identity, helping us understand how much we need him in every part of life. He said, "I am the bread of life," to show he is the one who satisfies our soul. "I am the light of the world," means he brings hope in our darkness. "I am the door," reminds us he is the only way to enter God's kingdom. "I am the good shepherd," shows his care and protection for us. "I am the resurrection and the life," proves he has power over death. "I am the way, the truth, and the life," means no one can come to the Father except through him. And "I am the true vine" tells us we must stay connected to him to truly live and grow. These 7 I am statements are not just words, they are deep truths that reveal Jesus as the source of everything we need: food for the soul, light in the dark, protection, direction, life, truth, and growth. 6. The 7 churches of Revelation. In the book of Revelation, Jesus sends messages to 7 different churches, and each one reflects a different kind of spiritual condition, not just back then, but even today. These 7 churches represent the full picture of the church across all generations, and they also serve as a mirror for us to check our own hearts. The church of Ephesus had strong works, but lost its first love for Jesus. Church of Smyrna stayed faithful even while suffering. Church of Pergamum allowed compromise to sneak in. Church of Thyatira looked active, but was hiding corruption. Church of Sardis had a reputation for being alive, but was spiritually dead. Church of Philadelphia remained faithful and received open doors of favor. Church of Laodicea was lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, and couldn't even see how blind it had become. These letters are not just history, they are personal letters from Jesus that still speak to us today. Each one is a warning, a wake-up call, or a word of encouragement. The real question is, which church are you? Because Jesus is still walking among his churches, and he's still speaking to hearts that are ready to listen. 7. Forgiveness, 70 times 7. When Jesus taught about forgiveness, he didn't just give a simple rule, he took it to the next level. One time Peter asked Jesus, "How many times should I forgive?" 7, thinking that sounded like a lot. But Jesus answered, "Not 7, but 70 times 7. Matthew chapter 18, verse 22, meaning forgive endlessly. This wasn't about a math problem. It was about showing how deep and generous forgiveness should be. Jesus was saying that forgiveness isn't about keeping track of how many times someone wrongs you or setting a limit. Instead, it's about having a heart that's full of grace, just like God's heart towards us. When God forgives us, he doesn't hold a grudge or count our mistakes. He forgives freely and completely, and he calls us to do the same. So forgiveness isn't about counting. It's about choosing to have a character that reflects God's love and mercy, no matter how many times we're hurt. Wow. What an amazing journey through the number 7 in the Bible. From the 7 days of creation to the 7 powerful I am statements of Jesus, it's clear. 7 isn't just a number. It's a divine code hidden in plain sight, revealing God's perfect design, order, and plan for our lives. These aren't just random facts. They're powerful truths that can change the way we see the Bible, the world, and even ourselves. But here's the deal again. You don't want YouTube to shadow ban this message, right? So please smash that like button, because every like tells YouTube, this is content worth spreading. Subscribe so you never miss a drop of this kind of wisdom. And hey, if you really want to help share this video 7 times with your friends, family, and even your favorite Tita from church, who forwards you Bible quotes on Messenger. Let's get the good news out there. The world needs to hear this. And who knows? We declare in faith, 7 million views is just around the corner. Let's make it happen. God bless you.